Hi everyone, welcome to nmo.ai Teams. In this video, we'll learn how to add contracts for members and manage their paychecks. So first things first, let's head to the payroll page. The first tab will be open is contracts. In the contracts tab, you will see all the details of their contracts, including the starting date, the wage type, the base cycle type, and the basic ROI. So let's add a contract by clicking on the Add Contract button on the bottom of the page. A card will be displayed titled Create Contract. In this card, you will be able to choose a member, so you can add a contract for them. So let's choose Alice. We have multiple types of contracts: permanent, trial, and fixed. Permanent contracts are contracts that are not limited by fixed durations, while trial contracts are limited by a singular duration. And the same goes for the fixed contracts. So let's specify a fixed contract that can be renewed every 3 years. So we also can specify the starting date of the contract, and we can also check if this contract is also renewed. Then we have to specify the basic ROI, aka the return on investment. So let's specify, for example, to be 500, and we can also specify the wage type. The wage indicates the rate at which the member's ROI will be calculated. So for example, we have monthly wages. This means that 500 will be delivered to the member every month. We also have hourly wages and annually wages. For this scenario, we will choose monthly. We can also specify the type of the base cycle. So the base cycle type indicates the frequency at which members receive the ROI. You can specify it to be either monthly or weekly. We will choose monthly for this scenario. You can also upload an optional contract attachment. For example, a physical contract, you can also upload it here. Then you can modify the adjustments. So additions and deductions in the nmo.ai Teams are called adjustments. So you can either activate one of these adjustments that have been pre-created, or you can add your own adjustments. To add your own adjustment, you just have to click on Add button. Here you would specify the title of the adjustment, for example, transportation, and we'll set it to be an addition. Then you have to specify the base due of this adjustment, whether it be at the end of each base cycle, or every base cycle, or a custom one, or every holiday. If you choose a custom, then you can specify it to be every day, or every 2 days, or every 3 days, or whatever number you choose, and you can set also the repeat for. So if I say every 3 days and repeat it for 2 times, that means it will only be repeated 2 times. For this scenario, we'll choose at the end of each base cycle. You can also specify the equation. The equation can be specified either by typing your own numbers, or you can choose one of these predefined system variables. So for example, if you want the transportation to be equal to the daily rate of the member's contract. So for example, if you want the transportation to be equal to the daily rate of your member's contract, you can choose the daily rate ROI. Or you can choose to be half by dividing it by 2. We'll choose the daily rate ROI for this scenario, and we'll click on Save. You'll notice that it has been created at the top of that adjustments table. To add this adjustment, you just have to activate it for your contract. Now we'll click on Add. Now, a new contract has been added for the member Alice Jack. Since we are in the middle of the month, the paychecks will not be generated. So paychecks in the nmo.ai Teams are auto-generated at the first of each base cycle. So if you have a monthly base cycle, this means it will be generated on the first of the month. If you have a weekly base cycle, it will be generated at the first day of the week. So the first day of the week can be specified through the system or the environment page. But since we have added the contract in the middle of the month, we have to generate the paycheck for it manually. So to generate the paycheck for this member manually, you have to click on the Generate Paychecks button. Then you have to specify which type of pay cycle does this member relate to. So since we have assigned monthly to the contract that we have just created, we'll choose monthly. And we will choose one of these contracts in the list. So the contracts here are shown that only the members that have contracts and no active paycheck. So we'll choose Alice Jack and click on generate. You'll notice a new paycheck has been generated for the month of September in the paychecks. Now to add an addition or a deduction just for this month, you would have to click on additions or deductions. By clicking on additions and deductions, you can only add adjustments that are specific to this paycheck or this month or this week according to your pay cycle. So to add, let's say, the fees of a taxi that your member has used, you can also click on add, let's say, taxi, and we would say, let's say, type addition. Since we have clicked on addition, we will click one time, and the equation will be the fee of the taxi, let's say 5. Then we click on save. You would notice a new record has been created under the addition. It will be one time. I will click on edit, and you will see it has been added as a taxi on the 16th of September. You can also do so for the deductions. For example, you can either add one of these deductions that have been created before, or you can add your own deduction. For example, let's say a loan. Since your member has maybe taken a loan from your company, you can choose also a loan. You would notice that the pay due is only one time in the paychecks. Since this is paycheck, or this adjustment will be implemented only on this paycheck. So let's say he has taken a loan of 20. So you type 20, and you can also type the loan, and you click on edit, and you would notice that it has been applied to your member's paycheck. Now the automatic adjustments will be automatically added and applied to your paychecks according to each day. So each day, if your member has been late or have specified an adjustments for being late or being absent for your member, then every absence or every being late will apply adjustments accordingly. Now, let's say you have reached the end of the month or the day that you want to calculate the paycheck. You would click on confirm. Now, the paycheck has been confirmed for this member. Now, let's say you want to pay the paycheck. You can pay the paycheck in full, or you can pay, let's say, I want to pay the 400 only. So we'll pay the 400, and you would see here that the total paid has been 400, and there's still remaining 85. You can also export the paychecks by clicking on export and exporting the Excel. Now you would see the results here by clicking on download, and you will see that the Excel has been downloaded. So you can filter the paychecks by clicking on the filter button. So you can add a filter where the basic ROI is greater than, let's say, 200 or less than 200, or you can also add more filtration with logical operators. So let's say I want only the branch of headquarters or the team or the gender for our males. So you can specify all these types of things. You can also clear any filters by clicking on Clear Filters button. If you want to search for a specific paycheck for a member, you can also search for the member by writing the name. That's it for the paychecks and that's it for the payroll page. Thank you for watching.